Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here. Today, finally bringing you the last video of this series. I do want to apologize for missing the last. I want to say technically two uploads. This is just a day late, so it's technically one, but I technically missed yesterday as well. Um, I've had a roommate go and have some surgery. It was like we knew it was gonna happen, so I wasn't um I guess blindsided by it, but I was a little distracted by it. So I have been a little preoccupied, just taking care of some stuff for them while they've been away, and they're actually on their way home right now. They've got someone giving them a lift right now, and they should be home very, very soon. I'm very keen for that. But yeah, the whole reason why I've been late is because of that. They have had surgery and had recovery and whatnot, and they've been given the clearance this morning to go home. Yeah, like I said, they're on the way home shortly, and that is why this video is late. But finally, we are at the end of this build. I feel like I've been building this for months, but I quite literally have been, which makes so much sense as to why I feel like I've been doing this for months, because I have. I'm pretty sure I started this in like September or something. All because of that stupid bar, which I love, by the way. Um, and yeah, I've been a little bit distracted in terms of this build, like this part of the build. I like how it ended up. I really do. I think it looks really, really nice, in my opinion. I kind of lent into the vibes of the last video, but I tried to make it a little brighter. Um, but yeah, I do this in two different parts, about 2 days apart. So yeah, you can see like this first little bit here, I've kind of got one idea in mind, and then at about just before 10 minutes through this video, that's where I took my break and came back 2 days later to finish it off. And yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm definitely getting into the groove of things and building differently and having fun with it. Um, I did have a little bit of, I don't want to say burnout, but just lack of desire to build for a little bit, because I have been building quite a lot, but I'm having lots of fun with it. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm getting back into the groove of things, which is good. I mean, normally when I'm recording videos, it's like 2 hours before the video needs to go live, and I know this is late, but technically, if the video was due today, I'd be hours ahead, which is fantastic. And I'm hoping to get a handful of builds done today. It really just depends on my roommates. Obviously, I would like to go take care of them first. That is my main priority. Um, so if they need lots of help and whatnot, I know there's multiple of us who live here and multiple of us who will help, but yeah, priority is them first. But hopefully, get them in, get them settled. They probably won't want to do a lot of moving, um, or thinking or anything like that. So they're probably just gonna take today to relax, which is fair, absolutely understandable. And they've had a couple of days in hospital to just make sure everything was going all good and to feel better and whatnot. So I'm not medically concerned, I would say, but more just concerned about like, are you, do you need help? Because I know you've just had surgery and yeah, whatever. Yeah, definitely gonna go take care of them. Um, and I know I'm gonna have to try and stop. This is one of the roommates who has the puppies. Yeah, I call them puppies. They're dogs, but they're puppies. Um, so I know I'm gonna have to try and keep them a little relaxed, because they go a little insane when they haven't seen these particular this particular roommate in a while. Or yeah, I just gotta give them calming magic. I don't know. I don't know how to calm these dogs. They're insane. I love them, but they're insane. Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of a very, very long roundabout way of me saying I'm sorry for being late. But I did not forget to do the video. It's just, yeah, I've been hectically busy. Taking care of stuff and things. But today I feel good because I got up early. I even did some Christmas shopping this morning online because a lot of the things that I know people would like for Christmas, it'd just be easier for me to order it than to figure out where to get it from in a real shop. Some of these shops are like a little inconvenient for me to go to. And by a little, I mean a lot because, yeah, some of them aren't close at all. And I don't drive. So online ordering it is. But not. I get online ordering can be super helpful. Like this roommate who's just coming back from surgery today did online order Christmas presents, and that is because they can't really go out and do the Christmas shopping because of the fact that, yeah, they've just had surgery. So I get it. It can be really helpful for people who can't go outside and do the shopping, or yeah, like, you know, if you a busy person who, you know, maybe you've got kids and you can't run around and bring them to the shops. It's easier just to do it online or whatever. I just get annoyed at the shipping. I know absolutely makes sense to have to pay for shipping, absolutely. What bothers me is when they get you with the, if you pay this much money, then you'll get free shipping. And it's just like, I don't want to buy that much stuff. I just like to get these gifts and it doesn't equal that much money, and I'm not gonna spend useless money to get free shipping. Like I'm very practical with my gifts. I don't like giving useless gifts and I don't like getting useless gifts. Now, there's a difference between gifts that you can enjoy that you don't necessarily need and useless gifts. They're two different things. So like I can get things that I enjoy. You know, like I haven't asked for anything arts and crafty, but if I wanted arts and craft just for fun, or if someone saw something arts and crafty and thought of me and got that for me for fun, I wouldn't be too mad. Because yeah, having fun is very important. But if someone got me like, I don't know, like a cheap novelty thing, I'd be like, I'd rather just like it, a bottle of chocolate, milk. We don't really do bottles here. A carton, that's the word. A carton of chocolate milk, like that would be, that'd be fine. I don't care about the price of the gift. I don't care about, well, I was gonna say I don't care about anything else, but I care about, is it useful or does it bring me enjoyment? And is it ethical? That's like, I don't particularly like getting gifts from companies where I know, or even buying from companies where I know they're not the greatest. But I try to pick gifts that I know from good places. But anyway, they're very, very long and rambly way for me to say I did some online shopping. I do that a lot where I like just ramble absolute nonsense and I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time. So I apologize if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, because I certainly don't. And that is quite a regular occurrence. But what just happens when you live in my brain? That's just how my brain work. But yeah, we are about to arrive at the spot where I change over to being on a different day. Yeah, there you go. For some reason it didn't save the lot into where I last was. Usually when I load in and out of lots, it'll put me back to where I last was, but for some reason this time it didn't, and I was like, whatever. That's fine. I'm not gonna stress about trying to figure out where exactly I was, because I'm probably gonna talk about it in the video, and here you go. Here I am talking about it in the video. So I probably should talk about this build. So this is the last build, last part of the build, and I decided to do some more apartments. I was originally I had this written down for some shops and apartments. Like on the ground floor would do some like a shop or two, and then up above some apartments, but I just didn't feel like doing that, so I didn't. And these apartments are pretty sparsely decorated. The entry-level apartment, not so much. Like I do put some love and detail into that. I kind of did it as if I perhaps maybe lived there. I find it a lot easier to furnish apartments when I have a particular person in mind. It doesn't have to be like a real person, but a style of person, I guess. But a real person can also help. And myself being the person I know the best, it's the easiest for me to build for me. So that's kind of what I did, and then the rest of them I just put in bare bones furniture. Like I put kitchen and bathroom in, and then I go and put bed, bedside table, like some sort of wardrobe or clothing storage system, and then I put in dining table. Sorry, I thought I had growling, and I think it's just a rock off in the distance. Sorry, was I saying I put a dining table, chairs, and then a little lounge area. I think maybe I put a few desks in around in a couple of the apartments, but this apartment here that I'm working on now, I definitely put a lot more effort and energy into. Also losing steam as I built. I just wanted to get this build done, and I was not really in a good mood. That's also partially the reason why I didn't record a video just late yesterday and upload it late. I didn't particularly want to jump on and be in a bad mood, so I delayed it. And here we are, in a better mood, and we got the build going. So yeah, we're just gonna... I kind of go in and put all the basics, because I was still debating whether or not I was going to go in and even put, decor around, or if I was just gonna do whatever I wanted, I guess. And this is what I end up with, is a sort of, yeah, like semi-furnished apartments. Got all your bare bones basics, but nothing personalized. I also don't leave the kitchen where it is now, because in the other three apartments, because I look around and I'm like, where am I gonna put, like, okay, the dining spot can be at the bench here, but where am I gonna put a living space? Like there's no room. And I couldn't squish it in the entryway, so I put the kitchen in that little room instead. And moved the door around. So I don't know, I was feeling very confused and conflicted as to what to do. I didn't really enjoy mushing things in this little room, but that's kind of just what I ended up with. So definitely let me know how you feel about this build, and if it is your style, your vibe, or if you hate it. Because I'm still 50-50 on whether or not I like it. But I think it works. Like this little kitchen area off side here. It does feel kind of accurate to the build, I feel. It feels, you know, maybe a slightly older style building, that maybe they did some renovation and they kind of just, yeah, did their own, like modernized it a bit, maybe. Or I guess by modernizing it, I mean, like the amenities aren't 20 years old. Like the lights are all brand new, and maybe like they did a new electrical outfitting, and maybe like new plumbing here or there or whatever, just to like update everything to make sure it doesn't, like, pipes don't burst or whatever. And maybe they restored some of the older things like the doors in here. And maybe, yeah, maybe they just like fixed up the kitchens and the bathrooms or whatever. I don't know, that seems like a lot. They probably just updated the kitchens and the bathrooms and the lights. Lights aren't that hard to update. I've watched a fair few renovating videos, not because I want to renovate, but like renovating shows or renovating people renovating houses on YouTube and stuff like that. And it's not as like you just take out the fit, like if it's a chandelier type, like a hanging light, a pendant light, what I don't know what that group category is, but like a hanging light, I guess. You just have to disconnect it and then reconnect it. Really, you should have an electrician do it. But yeah, like it's really not that hard. I guess with like the ones, I think they're called recessed lightings, the ones that are inside the roof, and like when you take them out, there's a big hole in the roof. Um, they might be a little bit harder, but these ones in this build are all hanging, so it looks like, yeah, they probably could have just hired an electrician to go in and change them all, or if these are the original lightings, they just fix them, not fix them, I just used the word with the doors. Refurbished? No, restored. Restored them. That's the word I was looking for. But the kitchens, they probably modernized. So maybe new countertops, but not new cabinets. And I think these cabinets might have lighting underneath. So maybe they got new, like, lighting and put it in the kitchen. And if they don't have lighting underneath, then I have no idea what I'm talking about, which is not unusual. Very common. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm okay with that. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people are afraid to be wrong, and I get that. Absolutely get that. But the only way I feel like I can be corrected is if I say something and go, I don't know, and someone will come along and provide the right answer. I saw a thing where a dude was like, I whenever I have IT questions, I'll go onto, I think he said like Reddit or something, and post the question, but then in an alt account, an alt account will go in and say the wildest, like wildest, I don't know what I was trying to say, the most wrong answer that they possibly could, um, because they found that when they did that, people would actually respond to the issue instead of reading the issue and just ignoring it, because people would rather correct other people than answer a question, apparently, which I found quite interesting. But still, like, again, I feel like this is kind of the same sort of thing. Like, I'm saying things, I could be wrong, I could be right, I don't know, but people might come in and correct me because I said something that might not be accurate, and I'm okay with being fact checked because it means that I'm getting the right information and I'm sharing the right information. But if I don't know, I always say I don't know. Because yeah, I don't know. I say I don't know a lot, to be honest, to be absolutely honest with you guys. It's probably, if we had stats for ourselves and we could go through and look at our stats of like the most said words, mine would probably be I don't know. That is very much a me phrase. Um, that's the other one. And I don't know. Top two things I say a lot. But right up there would be me telling everybody and anybody how much I love my cat. That one's pretty high up there. In fact, I think one of my roommates, who we refer to as Onion, it's very not genuinely annoyed, but just eye roll annoyed because quite frequently I will just go up to him and be like, hey, guess what? And he'll be like, what? And then I'll go, you know, I love my cat. Do you know I love Macy? And he's like, you told me 4 times already today. And I'm like, I don't think I've told you at all. I don't know. I don't know. But just in case you didn't know, just in case I didn't, yeah, I love my cat. And it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of annoying. I don't do it too often, thankfully. Um, yeah, anyway. That's probably, yeah, the top 3. I don't know, and I love my cat. Or some variant of that. But anyway, actually that's another one, but anyway. Say it again. I don't know how to change. Okay, let's just roll. So yeah, with this build, I didn't decorate the hallway as much. Actually, I didn't decorate the hallways at all here. There's no plants, there's no runners, there's no rug runners, there's no couches, there's no art, there's nothing. It's just the doors to the apartments and their respective mailboxes. And that's it, but I do decorate down here. And I even put a fireplace. There's nowhere else in this build has a fireplace, and I probably should have added them, but now that I think about it, I don't know where I would have added them because there's no space for them. But I really wanted to use it. It's such a pretty fireplace. Not a huge fan of the obvious skull on it. I think I was watching the stream about this pack, and when one of the developers who's working on it said, all right, no more skulls, like I have to, if I can see it in the first 7 seconds, it's not going to be included. Kind of wish that was implemented a little bit earlier, because it's just everywhere. It's like the, is it Spooky Stuff pack? There are just ghosts on everything, and there are some really cute things in there that if it was a lot more subtle, I think I'd use it a lot more, but because it's not, I rarely use it. I mean, I think that pack is rarely used, but I have used the ghost wallpaper from it. It's super cute. And I used it in a little pastel studio apartment that I really, really enjoyed. Studio apartment? Sorry, it wasn't a studio apartment. It was an office, like a games room office thing. And it was, I don't know, it was quite an interesting build. I don't know what I was doing, but I had a lot of fun with it. And I think I kind of want to revisit that build because it was something that was just odd and different. It was like I think I call it the gamer girl apartment, the gamer girl build or something like that. I don't know. But it was very planty on the outside, and then on the inside very pastel and cutesy, which is not really my style. I mean, look at what I'm doing now. It's not really my style, but I might lean into it a little bit sometimes. I think I should. Well, I am doing a lot of builds next year, so I definitely know that I'm gonna be doing something in there. I better. But yeah, very excited for that because that's a lot of builds, but also yeah, like it's very a very fun sort of little. I keep calling it a challenge, but it's not a challenge. It's just a build series, I guess. Where I'm doing a build for every single Pokemon that there is, which is quite a lot of builds, but I'm making sure they're all smaller builds, so they're not overly cluttered, they're not overwhelming, they're not super detailed. I mean, they are, but not in the cluttered sense. Like the clutter in this build is in this part of the build is very, very minimal. Like I think you could use the whole thing, and that's kind of what I'm going for there, but still detailed, still a lot more detailed than this. Maybe a bit like last video, I guess. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see what the builds look like next year. There will be some that are bigger ones, so if you do want bigger builds, there are still some bigger builds that I will be doing. It's just there won't be as many because they are overwhelming, and I don't want to get overwhelmed by big builds like this. So yeah, anyway. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for listening to me ramble about the weirdest things ever. Well, it's not the weirdest things ever, but listening to me ramble anyway. But yeah, thank you so much. And if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.